What's grafting YouTube? It's Clements, back on the mic. It's funny how absolutely nobody anymore is talking about the FFAR in Warzone. Nobody on YouTube, nobody on Twitter that I've seen anyway. It had that time period when the Cold War integration was just introduced into Warzone, and it was really the only gun that anyone ever used alongside the DMR, which was massively broken at the time as well. After about a month of DMR and FFAR zone, the DMR finally got hit with a massive nerf. That thing was outrageous, and the FFAR was also nerfed as well. They did things to its ADS. I'm not sure what they did in terms of like headshot multipliers and the gun's damage profile, but they probably did things like that. And then ever since it got hit with that hard sort of nerf, no one's really spoken about it the same way they used to anyway, but I think this gun's actually really good still. It's massively competitive as like a secondary. I will be giving you guys an SMG sort of build. I'm pretty sure that FFAR has one of the fastest time to kills in the game, if not the fastest. So I've been using this build that I'm about to give to you guys in solos, and I mean you could use it in duos as well, but the biggest issue with the FFAR and most Cold War assault rifles now ever since they started changing things like that is the ADS penalties for attachments such as magazine size. We are going to be running the 38 round mag on the FFAR in this build just because it's not worth the ADS penalty for the extra 12 bullets. But anyway, without rambling on for too much longer, let's just get straight into the build. So starting off with the muzzle, we are running the regular suppressor. I would usually go for the agency on most things, but for this gun with the ADS time, the suppressor I think is highly viable. It gives you sound suppression, aim down sight speed, which is very important for this gun, bullet velocity and sprint to fire speed, which is also important on an SMG. This does affect your effective damage range, but as a secondary sort of SMG gun it doesn't really matter, and with the barrel we are going to be combating this as well. So for the barrel we're going to be using a 19.5 inch Task Force barrel. Raven Software recently made some changes to some of the barrels on the assault rifles. The Task Force used to give you strafe speed and affect your recoil, much like it does on SMGs, but this thing gives you bullet velocity, increases your horizontal recoil control, increases your effective damage range, which the suppressor did affect, and increases your vertical recoil control. Don't worry about the cons of this barrel, we'll get to that in a second. So as mentioned before, we are running the 38 round mag just so we get no ADS penalty, which is why this thing is the best it can be in solos and maybe duos at a push. We're also using the Serpent wrap for that added ADS time. As I said before, ADS very important. It does knock off your sprint to fire time, but the suppressor does add sprint to fire time, and also we're going to be running the Raider stock on this thing, which will increase your sprint to fire time even more. It gives you ADS firing move speed and aim walking movement speed, which does combat some of the barrel's cons as well. It does knock off your hip fire accuracy, but I mean, hip fire accuracy doesn't really matter. The chances of you being toe to toe with an enemy with this thing is pretty rare. And that's today's build for the FFAR, guys, so go ahead and try this out in solos and duos if you guys want. You could use this in trios and quads, but you would probably have to use the 50 round fast mag, which will give you an ADS penalty. This thing is, like I've said, short range weapon, maybe mid range, so pair it with something like the Kilo or M13, just something for further ranges. The FFAR is also meta at the moment, but for me I am pairing it with the Kilo. So if you guys have found today's video helpful in any way, shape or form, drop a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one if there is one. Peace out.